Welcome to another episode here on A New Life in France. And today we are going to be looking at some of the areas in France that you could buy in. So this is really a follow-on from our last episode where we started to take you through how do you create your shortlist. So what I wanted to be able to do today is probably just pick out some of the key areas and also some of the key departments that people will be looking to move when they look to move to France. So really for me it's a bit of a crescent. I like to say a bit of a crescent shape coming round, which is you go from the sort of northwest of France coming round along the west, the southwest, and then all the way around to the south of France. That typically is the kind of crescent shape that people looking to move to France will actually buy in, particularly those from the UK, those from the US, and also those from some other countries within Europe, and particularly say Belgium or Holland as well. We're certainly seeing an increase there. So when we start to look at these, let's just pick out some of the areas and then let's try and really drill down where we can on some of the departments. There are 96 departments in mainland France, and we're not going to be looking at all of those. We're definitely not. We'll probably be looking at maybe 10 or 15 of those. So when we start from the top, then traditional areas that people will know about would be Brittany and Normandy. They have forever been one of those favourite places for people to go to. Rugged coastlines, a mixture of countryside, one or two bigger towns, but also if we look up into Normandy as well, it's got that history, it's got the Second War history as well, it's got the Norman invasion history, the Bayeux tapestry there as well, so it's got those. And for me, people like to go to that area. A lot of people like to go to that area because of the history, but also people like it because it's proximity to be able to get to the UK. So those that move and they've still got the draw of family will still probably be in that kind of Normandy, Brittany area because of the communication route straight back into the UK. So a lot of people will choose it for that, but they'll also choose it because there's some beautiful history there. There's some gorgeous properties as well, really well known for its long properties as well. Those sort of long barn type properties, it's known for those, and again it's got good communication routes that are there. Now within that there's lots of lovely areas in both Brittany and Normandy to look at, so it's very hard to say there's a particular department that we're going to highlight. When they probably come around on that crescent, we come down again, then we come into the area which is the Pays de la Loire, and again Nantes is the sort of central part of that one, and again it's quite difficult to pick out one department there, but it's still very popular around that area of Nantes which is there, and then probably just touching towards Tours as well, and we've spoken about that in previous episodes. People like it there. You've got the airport in Nantes as well, which serves a lot of different places, so that is good. Again, the temperature gets a little bit warmer. It's not as influenced by the Atlantic or the Channel as both Normandy and Brittany are. So again, you've got that a little bit greener, a little bit lusher, a little bit more undulation as well. And it's a very popular area and people have been there. And again, probably just in that top area of that particular place, then it has been made famous a little bit more by Dick and Angel Strawbridge and what they did with their chateau, and within that it's made that area a little bit more popular, but it's always been popular, but it's probably been a little bit more highlighted from that as well. When we start to follow the crescent round, then we come down to the next big region, and this is the biggest region in France. We come to the Nouvelle-Aquitaine, and as we come into there, then we are looking at places and departments like Dessèvres, Vienne, Haute-Vienne, the Charente-Maritime, the Dordogne, the Gironde. And when we start to look at those areas, they're a lot more popular, particularly with those buyers coming from the UK and also those buyers coming from Holland as well. The reason they become popular closer to the coast, then you've got more access, of course, to the coast, a little bit more expensive, a little bit flatter. When you come inland a little bit, particularly when you're looking in the Haute-Vienne and the Vienne, the property prices are much cheaper, gives you a much more spend for your euros within there. We start to look in the Dordogne as well. The Dordogne has always been popular and the house prices are influenced by that. But what you can look in that upper area of the Dordogne, so the Périgord vert, you do find better value for your money there. Then when you're again probably coming to the Gironde, you're around Bordeaux, price a little more expensive. You've got really good access to the coast, little bit more undulation as well, and of course you've got the lovely wine in that area. We can probably then just push a little bit more down and start to look at other properties then as we come around into Occitanie. And when we come into there, we've got places like the Lot, we've got Aveyron, the Gers. Within there, the prices do get a little bit more expensive. The weather changes a little bit more. What you find just north of there, then you really do get 4 really good seasons. You will get a good summer, a good autumn, a cold winter, a lovely spring. You'll get those. When you go a little bit further south, you still get those seasons, but it's definitely warmer in the summer, particularly when we get into Occitanie as you get closer to the coast as well. You will see that when you probably move into and you're looking at the Aude, then it is warmer, and again access to that coast as well, which is there. And then we swing right round then into the Provence Alps and there. And within that, when we're starting to look into there, then we really are down into the Côte d'Azur as well. So we're looking at that area of the Provence Alps and the Côte d'Azur. And of course, with that, you get a huge variance in property types and a huge variance in price. When you're down by the coast, then you could be spending millions on properties, but you can also still find nice apartments, but probably not with the kind of sea views. And I think the advice as well is looking for what is it that you actually want. If you come inland from there, then you get much better value for what you're looking for. It is still expensive, the weather is nicer, and again the Provence, it always throws up these images of those wonderful lavender fields as well. You've got that there, but just for me, it is that much more expensive. But if your money stretches there, of course, you will enjoy it down there. And of course, if your money does stretch to living on the Côte d'Azur, there are some beautiful places there. It gets busy in the summer. It is super hot as well. And that's something to remember. So the key with looking at properties is starting to think about communication links as well, and also what is there. Across the south of France, then you've got good airports that are there, particularly Nice. Nice would be one of the big airports, but as we swing round then to the bottom end of the Nouvelle-Aquitaine, then you've got Toulouse, services a lot of places outside of France. Come across onto that western coast of Bordeaux, again, that services a lot of places. We've already mentioned about Nantes as well. Now, Limoges is an airport to think about as well. It has good communication, particularly in the summer, and even in the winter, it will still have a couple of big routes that go back into the UK as well. So do think about those things. Now, again, I haven't really touched on the other areas. I've really touched on those popular areas that people will look to move to. And when you look in Brittany, Normandy, the Pays de la Loire, within there, you'll get reasonable value for your money. Yes, you might get the odd renovation property, probably not much under 50,000 in the renovation properties, probably looking more around the 100, and then you can really go up from there. But you would get a nice property in that kind of 300,000 mark. Coming to the Nouvelle-Aquitaine, again in the northern part, the Haute-Vienne and the Vienne, you probably will start to get one of those bargain renovation properties, something around the 20 or 30,000 mark. And then actually your value for money, when you start to look at what the average kind of price is there for something really good, you're probably looking around the 250,000 gets you something really nice. And actually you go up to maybe 500, you get something pretty spectacular. The further south you go down, again, you will start to see as you get closer. And particularly, again, for me, one of the areas still in the Nouvelle-Aquitaine is when you head down to the Pyrenees area and you're coming into that area as well. There's not that many people who move to that area, but for me, it's really beautiful. And actually, you get the combination then of both the mountains and the sea. So you do get that, and that's a little pocket never to forget as well when you come in down there, is to certainly think about that in that area. And it also again gives you access into Spain as well. So it's a bit of a forgotten area, a little bit more expensive, but I do like that area and I think it's one to consider. And then from the Nouvelle-Aquitaine, as you're coming round then into Occitanie, then when we're looking at them, particularly say Aveyron and also the Lot, then you've got those again, they are good value for money. They're much more undulating, but you do get that value. When you come round then again, say to the Aude, I think that's really nice down there. And I think you get a combination of all sorts of things with the different properties, and you probably get much more of a Mediterranean feel in the kind of properties that are there. And of course, as you swing around to the south of France, you get everything. You get all sorts of combinations. There are so many more apartments that are available in there just because of what's there. But also you do get that mountainous bit, particularly as you get to the far south when you're getting very close to that Italian border. And we been there recently and had a really good look around, and you get all sorts of different things there and different climates and the things that go with that. So for me, try and whittle down some of those departments that we spoke about and some of those areas. You can come inland a little bit more, and you've got the Auvergne and areas around there. It is less popular, it's probably less densely populated as well. But what I wanted today is just to give you that feel of, I don't know where to move in France. There is so much choice. So I really hope this has just been helpful to try and whittle that down again, and you can start to see some of those spots. And I do think one of the popular areas for people to come into is that Nouvelle-Aquitaine way. It's very much in there from the Vienne downwards, and there's all sorts of opportunities that you can really look at, and there's lots of hot spots that come in there. And the reason they're hot spots for a lot of people is when you look at the Charente in particular, or the Charente-Maritime, but the Charente and the Dordogne, they've been popular because you can get to the coast. It's quite central. You can get into France as well. It's got weather that comes through with the four seasons, so you always get a lovely summer and you can enjoy that and sit outside. So they've always been popular areas for that reason, and reasons that, say, the Vienne and the Haute Vienne as well are there is because you get your value for money. What we start to see, and particularly last year with a lot of the statistics coming through of where people are buying, then Occitanie is one of the key areas that Americans will buy. And that's because you've got the combination of the towns, you can get down into the coast as well, and that proves popular. Whereas the Nouvelle-Aquitaine is much more popular with those from the UK. And some of that will just be the pricing that's in there as well, and you can look at the average spends that are there. So really hopeful that this really insightful for you, just give you a little bit more flavour. Remember, we're doing many more features now on specific departments. We've done the Haute Vienne, we've done the Loire. We're going to do many more of the departments, and we think there's probably 20 to 22 key departments that people will go. We want to bring you that really good insight. Really hope you've enjoyed today. Don't forget to subscribe, press the subscribe button in here as well, and just come onto the website as well, anewlifeinfrance.com, where we have got so much information to help you. We're changing the site all of the time. We've got so much information that will really help you in your hunt to move to the beautiful country of France.